Good afternoon, class. The title of this course is Self-Education, EDU 735. My name is Dr. Fashoranti Afolabi. I will be the one to be taking you this course. And we have 10 study sessions for this course, and the outline are in your module. So today, we'll be talking about the first study session, which talks about the concept of health. And for today's learning outcomes, after you have carefully studied this session, you should be able to define health, at least state what health is in your own language. You should be able to state the philosophy of it. You should be able to describe the component of it. You should also be able to describe factors affecting individuals' health. So the first session is that what comes to your mind when you see this topic, concept of health. When we talk about health, the tendency is for us to think only in terms of physical well-being. We probably have in mind the picture of someone who can run up and down, or still a fine-looking athletic figure, somebody that has that is in good physique, that can run up and down, that can do anything, that can jump from one point to the other, that can even run after balls. That's not, X is beyond people that is physically fit. It goes beyond physical features of human being. We talk about mental health, we talk about social health, we talk about the emotional well-being of individuals. And the best person that can define the term health is World Health Organization. And in 1948, they came about this definition of health. And in your screen, you can see health is a state of complete physical, mental, emotional, and social well-being of individuals, and not mere the absence of diseases or infirmity. So health encompasses the physical aspect, the mental, social well-being, and the emotional well-being of individual. That's the most pronounced definition of health. For example, here we can see a stethoscope. And if you go to the hospital and you see a doctor bringing out injection, you'll be scared that, oh, what will be the impact of this injection on my body? And in order for you not to be going to the hospital, there are some things that you must do to be in good health, be in good state of health. And in this module, in this study session 1, we'll be talking about how individuals can improve their health, factors that can promote the health of individual. We'll also be talking about the philosophy of health. Like I said, health is the ability and capacity of individuals to carry out their daily task without undue stress or tension. So health is the absence of diseases. Health can be absence of diseases or impairments. It allows individuals to cope adequately with all demands of daily life. So ability to cope with all demands of daily life makes someone to be in an healthy state. So anything that restricts, anything that hinders you from performing your day-to-day activity, then we say that person is not in a good state of health. And for example, health is a state of balance and equilibrium that an individual has established within himself and his physical environment. That is when you have a good relationship with yourself and with the people within your environment, we classify that person to be in good state of health. So health is a vital and important aspect of human being. And for this saying that says health is wealth. So for you to have a good development, for you to be productive in life, for you to achieve greatness in life, your health is very vital and important. And you need to invest in your health for you to have a good state of health. Health is dynamic. Health is also relative. Somebody can be healthy in the morning, in the afternoon, start feeling feverish. That doesn't mean that the person is not healthy, but at that particular moment, there must have been some factors that is in play that might reduce the health status of individuals. So health is relative. Health differs from one person to the other. And the weather condition of an environment can also determine how healthy individuals can be. Based on that, in 1954, there's a committee of League of Nations that came together and came with this World Health Declaration. And Nigeria is one of the committee of the League of Nations that accepted this declaration. And this declaration backed the philosophy of health. So, and there are 5 major philosophy of health, and these are outlined in your module. And the first philosophy is that health is the essence of individual's productive life. That is, for you to be productive in life, you must be in good state of health. Without you being in good state of health, there's hardly anything you can achieve. For example, for you to go to your work and be productive at your place of work, you must be in good health. You must be in good health. If you are not in good health, there's hardly anything you can do. There's people who will also be discriminating against you because you are not healthy. People will think that you are lazy. But because you are not in good health, you'll be forcing it. But anything that makes you to be in good health can help you to be productive in life. So the second one is that health is the fundamental right of everybody. That is, everybody must have equal access, equal rights to health facilities and health services. It is the fundamental human right, no matter whether you are black, whether you are yellow, whether you are man, whether you are female, you have fundamental rights to have access to health facilities. And most of the time you see that the government always subsidize health care services in Nigeria. And that's the reason why we have the primary health care services. And their services are free for children, for pregnant women, even for the vulnerable people within the society, such as the elderly people and the likes. And for example, if you look at during the COVID-19 pandemic, where everybody were afraid of contracting the diseases, you see that government brought out some palliatives so that they can support individuals, even though those palliatives might not reach everybody. And due to level of corruption, we found out that those people that actually need palliative does not get it. So all this palliative is a way of giving and funding the health of individuals. That is the reason why we said health is the fundamental right of everybody, and it's one of the declaration of the League of Nations. And number 3 is that health of the masses is the responsibility of government, non-governmental organizations, and international bodies. And you can see from this picture here, we see 2 hands and carrying the global map. And this shows that health is the responsibility of government, non-governmental organization, and international bodies. We have international bodies like World Health Organization, we have the United Nations, and you can see that during the COVID-19 outbreak, we see a lot of international donors sending in vaccines to Nigeria so that people can have access, free access. And these vaccines are declared free of charge for everybody. You just need to go to the health center and then get your vaccine. So the essence is that health of the masses is the responsibility of the government. So any problem that is beyond the masses, government has to come in place to rescue the day. And we also have non-governmental organizations funding the health of individuals, and we also have international bodies. So it's a collaborative effort to improve the health of the masses. Then the next one is that the maintenance of health is a major investment. That is, for you to be in good health, it costs a lot. For example, you have to eat good food, and to buy good food, you need money. So it's a major investment. And once you are investing in your health, you also reap from that investment. That shows that the maintenance of health is a major investment. It is what you give to your health that your health gives back. So that's the reason why we said people should always go for medical checkup at least once in a year so that they can know their current health status. And if you know, for example, if you detect disease at early stage, it helps you to manage that diseases properly and adequately. So, and in order to maintain your health, it costs a lot. So it's a major investment that is good and worthwhile. Then the last one is that health facilities should be void of discriminations and prejudice. That is, health facilities, health care services, whether at the primary health care centers, whether at general hospitals, whether at tertiary hospitals, health facilities should be void of discrimination and prejudice. That is, people should have equal access, they should have equal rights to health facilities. You don't say because somebody is Yoruba, somebody is Hausa, somebody is Igbo, somebody is not my family, is not from my race, is not from my church, then because of that, you are not giving the person the services that you require. So that is not one of the declaration. The declaration says that health facilities should be void of discrimination. For example, we have a lot of health facilities that are being run by Christian organizations. Just because you are a Muslim and you walk up to that health facilities, just because you are Muslim, they don't have right to deny you the access to that facility. That's the reason why in healthcare facilities, what comes first is that we must save life. Everybody are equal. There is no race, there is no religion, there is no gender when it comes to health facilities. Everybody must have equal access to health facilities. I hope you understood this philosophy. This philosophy guides every individual on how to assess their rights when it comes to healthcare facilities. From the World Health Organization's definition of health, which states that health is the complete state of physical, mental, social, and emotional well-being of individuals, not mere the absence of diseases or infirmity. The component of health, which is also referred to as dimension of health, was derived from this definition. And the first aspect is that we have mental health, we have physical health, we have social health, we have spiritual health, we have various aspects, various dimensions of health. And this dimension of health will determine how individuals will function within this space. And for example, the first one, we talk about physical health. Physical health has to do with what people can see, what they can see in your body. It can be internal, it can be external. That is, things that are physically seen are internal, are external organs, such as your eyes. We can see your eyes, they can see. That means your eyes is physically functioning. You can see that your mouth can talk. That means your mouth is physically functioning. Your skin, there are no traces of illness or infections on your skin. That means your skin is healthy. Then when we talk about the external, internal organs, those are the hidden organs within our body. And examples include the liver, the lungs, we have the trachea, we have the heart. So anything that affects the functioning of the heart makes the heart physically unhealthy. So when we talk about physical healthy, it talks about person that is free from physical diseases or impairments. For example, if you have two legs and your leg can walk properly, we say that person is physically healthy. But anything that affects the physical structure, anything that affects the physiological makeup of individuals, then we say that person is not physically healthy. The second dimension is the mental health. The mental health has to do with your psychological makeup. It has to do with the status of your psyche. That is, if you are mentally all right, you are not having any mental illness, you are not having any mental disorders, such as depression, you are able to manage your anxiety level. There's no reason for you to commit suicide. There's no suicidal ideation or suicidal thoughts. Then we say that person is mentally healthy. Then when we talk about social health has to do with your relationship to other people within the community. It talks about how you relate, how you create friendship, how you build an harmonious and cordial relationship with people within your environment. For example, some of us, if we're in the bus and somebody stepped on our leg, we start shouting. That means you cannot tolerate ordinary people stepping on your leg. That means you are not socially healthy. So ability to help people within the environment makes someone socially healthy. More like in our society now, you see somebody that has just been involved in an accident. Instead of us to go there and rescue the person, but we want to bring out our phone and start snapping and start recording so that we can break record and see we are the first person that get to the scene of the accident. That is not proper. We should form a way to help and assist our people within our community. So that means that you are socially inclined, you are socially healthy. That is ability to build relationship with people within the environment makes you healthy. Then we talked about the spiritual health, we talked about psychosocial health. So we talk about the emotional health. Some people, when they lose their loved ones, they start crying to the extent of killing themselves because of that. That means you are not emotionally healthy. So ability to handle your feelings, your thoughts makes you emotionally healthy. So we can see that these arrow this arrow is in a cyclical motion. That is, every one of them interacts. And then if there's anything that affects one of these variables, then the health of individuals might not be stable. And that's the reason why we said a complete state of physical, a complete state of mental, social, and emotional well-being of individuals. So the component of health interacts. So anything that affects one of the variables will also affect the general well-being of the body. So we must strike a balance between all these dimensions of health so that individuals can be declared healthy. We move on to the factors that affect individuals' health. There are a lot of factors that can promote individuals' health, while there are also factors that can hinder individuals' health. Like these factors can have negative consequences of individuals' health. It can also have positive consequences of individuals' health. So it depends on how you strike a balance between these factors. And this factor is broadly categorized into three categories. We have the biological factors, we have the environmental factors, and we have the psychosocial factors. The biological factors are basically divided into two aspects. We have intrinsic